Well, good evening. Hope you had a great week so far, and I hope it continues to be a great week. It is Thursday, August 19th. It is 5:09 p.m. Central. I think I'm in Mountain Time Zone right now, so it's 4:09 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time where I'm at. I'm going to switch over to the load board while I talk, even though we're not really going to be looking at the load board, just because it decreases the file size to have my picture smaller. And my internet connection kind of sucks here, so let's switch over to the browser. All right, so this is what I have set up for load alerts. And you see there's a nice load there going from Cedar Rapids, Iowa to Portland, Oregon. It's only a 60-mile deadhead. It's a contract load, direct shipper load. It's only 20,000 pounds. Paying $445 a mile, 8,300 bucks. Looks like a really good load, but it's a driver assist. I don't unload trailers. And Landstar agents have some kind of disconnect between like what a driver assist is and what a driver unload is. A driver assist is whenever I like move, I do excessive strapping, or I, sticker things that they're bringing off the trailer, or things like that. I do minor things. A driver assist is not me taking everything out of the trailer and putting it on the rear of the trailer. That is an unload. That is me unloading the whole fucking trailer. If I'm taking everything out of the trailer and setting it at the back of the trailer, that's a driver unload, not a driver assist. And they only pay like $25 for that shit. So yeah, I don't do that. I They would have to pay crazy amounts of money to get me to do a driver unload or a driver assist. Sorry. But anyway, let me get you caught up on what's happened since the last video, and then I'll tell you some things I've been thinking about. I've been daydreaming about the purchase of a new trailer, a new tractor. I've been thinking about selling my house and my car and living in the truck full time. Um, I've been daydreaming about a whole bunch of stuff. So what's happened since the last video? I think the last video I uploaded was that really long 4 hour long video, and I talked about all kinds of stuff. Let me pause and check. Yeah, it was that driving video while I was driving across 287 in West Texas. So I left the house a couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago, something like that. And the load that I left the house on ended up canceling on me. I booked a load going from Dallas to Portland that was paying $7,500. I negotiated the rate up to $8,000. Went down to Dallas to pick the load up. It was supposed to be a preloaded trailer just sitting in front of the business that I could pick up, and it wasn't there. So the shipper screwed up. The person that the agent, the Landstar agent, booked the load through at the shipper, the person she booked the load with, forgot to process the paperwork on the load, so they didn't think the load got covered, so they ended up canceling the load because the Maddox coordinator forgot to put the paperwork in properly. So the agent, the Landstar agent, said that she was going to pay me a $650 truck ordered, not used. I still haven't been paid for that. I emailed Landstar and I was like, hey, why haven't I been paid for this yet? And they told me that truck ordered, not used, they don't pay me until they get paid by the customer. And they give the customer 30 days to pay. If the customer doesn't pay within 30 days, then they take them to collections. So it's going to be a couple weeks before I possibly get paid for that. So that was Saturday night that that load canceled on me. So I wasn't able to book a load on Sunday. I didn't find a load I wanted on Monday or Tuesday. Wait a second. Was it Tuesday? Yeah, Tuesday, I think, was when I found a load that I liked. Tuesday afternoon, it was late in the day Tuesday, I found a load that I liked. And I called on it and booked it. And they told me that there wasn't anything with the load. It wasn't driver unload. It wasn't hazmat. It wasn't multiple stop or anything like that. But then whenever they assigned the load to me, it was hazmat. It was a $10,000 load going from Houston to Seattle. And I debated on whether or not to take the hazmat load or just tell them, no, I'm not taking this load. You told me it wasn't hazmat, and it is. And I decided to go ahead and take the load because it was paying well enough to get me to take a hazmat load. It was paying like $4.35 a mile on the full rate. What I made after all the percentage cuts was about $3 a mile. $10,000 load. What I made on the load was like $6,711.25 after all the percentage cuts. Total gross to the truck on that load is 2,300 miles, and I was making about $3 a mile. So Tuesday night, I deadheaded down to Houston, and then I picked the load up on Wednesday. And I talked about all the drama with the shipper taking forever to load me, and then I had to put the trailer in the shop, and it took like 6 hours to get some lights replaced on the trailer. And I eventually got moving down the road, headed towards Seattle. The parking situation in the Seattle area is crazy. They don't have anywhere remotely close to enough truck parking in the Seattle area. I'm not talking about like Seattle itself. I'm talking about the Seattle area, like 30, 40 miles, 50 miles around Seattle. There's like almost no truck parking available. In the middle of the day, the truck stops are pretty much full. So it was crazy. I got lucky and I was able to find spots because people were pulling out just as I was pulling in and stuff like that. There were other people that were like sitting there for 3 or 4 hours waiting for somebody to pull out of a spot, and the TA and Love's employees were running them out of spots, creative parking spots and stuff. No parking areas that people were parked in. They were just constantly running people out of those spots. But and then there was a shutdown on I-90 eastbound because of a wildfire, and that caused the TA that I was parked at to just get really packed with people. People were parking everywhere. It was crazy. But I made my delivery Monday morning, and Sunday, the day before my delivery, the condenser fan on my APU stopped working, and it caused the air conditioning to blow hot air. So after I made the delivery Monday morning, there was a Carrier dealer about 5 miles away. I drove over there and bought a replacement blower fan, or not a blower fan, a condenser fan, and I installed it myself at a Love's truck stop about 8 miles away. I was wanting to install it there at the Carrier dealer. That way, if it didn't work, I could put it in the shop there and they could find the problem and fix it. But they didn't have anywhere to park there at the shop. In order for me to run in and grab the part, I had to park in the middle of the road. And while I was sitting there waiting on them to find the specific part I needed, I actually had to go move my truck so somebody could go around me. I had to move out of the way and then go back and park in the exact same spot I was at, that I was in. And that's where they told me to. They said just park in the middle of the road if you have to. We don't have anywhere to park here. So I didn't feel like I didn't have anywhere that I could like. I didn't want to be an asshole and be parked in the middle of the road out there replacing a part on my truck. So I just got the part and went down to the truck stop and replaced it there. But it ended up being the wrong fan. And they were really nice about sending their part person over. I asked them if they could send their part person over to swap out the fans, and they did. They didn't charge me anything for that. So they were really cool about that. While I was there at the Love's truck stop in Fife, Washington, another Landstar driver parked next to me. He and I ended up standing outside our trucks and talking for like 2 hours. He didn't have any air conditioning, so I think he wanted to get out of his truck. It was probably hotter in his truck than it was outside. But I got a really bad sunburn on the top of my head from standing outside for 2 hours. And Yeah, he and I chatted for a while, and because of the parking situation, we had people constantly coming up to us, asking us if we were about to pull out of our spots, if we were about to leave, so that people could take our spots. And it was just, man. And then there was an overly zealous Love's mechanic that was policing the parking, and he was out there. He was very confrontational. He was yelling at people. He was waving his arms around. He was constantly getting into a lot of arguments with people. He was shaking his head at people. He was just being like overly dramatic about it. And as soon as he would run somebody out of a spot that they weren't supposed to be parked in, somebody else would park there. So it was just, I don't know. The Loves had very little parking, and there's not a lot of parking in the Seattle area for trucks, and that Loves is in a premium location right in front of the port of Tacoma. There are containers just coming in and out constantly in front of that Loves. So there's just a tremendous amount of truck traffic in and out of that street in front of the Loves. So it's just absolutely crazy the amount. Like it, I had to wait in line like 15 minutes to get into that Loves. The line for the fuel line was backed out into the roadway. It's just you couldn't even get into the Loves. There were so many trucks in line to get fuel that were blocking, and there were people just parked in the bypass lane to go around the fuel island to just go to the parking. There were people parked in that lane. Like it was just crazy, man. Like it's just absolutely crazy. But yeah, I sat there Monday, didn't find a load that I wanted. Sat there Tuesday, did not find a load I wanted. And then Wednesday at about 11 a.m., I got a load alert, and it was for a $5.30 a mile load going to Iowa. And I was like, well, that's a damn good load because the majority of the good loads, the good loads coming out of Seattle, were only paying about $3 a mile. Seattle is a pretty bad place to pull freight out of. There's tons of loads, but it doesn't pay very well. So to see a $5.30 a mile load posted on the board coming out of Seattle, going into a good market, like I was like, wow, there's got to be something wrong with this load. And I looked at the details. I didn't see anything wrong with it, so I called on it. And the agent was like, no, it's not driver unload. It's not hazmat. It's not multi-stop. And I was like, is the rate confirmed? And they're like, yep, the rate's confirmed. It will take us about 20 minutes to book the load with the shipper. And we'll give you a call back after we do that. And I was like, all right, let's do it. So, yeah, another $10,000 load, back-to-back $10,000 loads. So the load I took from Houston to Seattle was a $10,000 load that was 2,300 miles. It was paying like $435 a mile. The load that I just booked going from Seattle, it was going from Seattle to Dubuque, Iowa, 1,700 miles, paying like a little under 10 grand, like $9,750. What I made on the two loads, it was $6,711.25 for the Houston to Seattle. The Seattle to Dubuque, Iowa, I'm going to make a little over $6,500, like $6,560 on that load. So back-to-back amazing loads. Both of those loads are way above market average for both of those markets. It was just crazy how good those two loads were. Even good loads in those two markets don't pay the kind of money that I got. So you can get like unicorn loads, is kind of like what I like to call them. They're loads that are way above market average for even a good load in an area. Like they're like you have your normal loads, then you have your good loads, and then you have these random loads that are paying well above like what a good load even pays in that area. And the last two loads I did have paid well above market average. And it's putting me into what's crazy about this load going to Iowa is that Dubuque puts me within a couple hundred miles of some really good freight markets. You know, the Milwaukee and Chicago. It puts me within a couple hundred miles of Milwaukee and Chicago, and it puts me into a freight hotspot. And it's really easy to get loads over $4 a mile in that area. So yeah, it's just an absolutely amazing load that I picked up, and it ended up being a really light load. On top of that, it was listed as a 35,000 pound load. It ended up only being 9,000 pounds. Absolutely phenomenal load that I got out of Seattle. I was not expecting to get something that good. But yeah, back to back amazing loads. Just on these two loads, I'm going to make more money than I've ever made in one of my trips away from home. So whenever I leave the house and go out on the road, I actually no, I take that back. The best I ever did was with USA Truck. My last time out on the road with USA Truck, I made something like $13,000, 13 to 15. Actually, no, I think it was closer to 16 or $17,000 gross to the truck. I think I made like 12 or $13,000 after all expenses. I think it was over 15 or $16,000. The last time I was out on the road with USA Truck, that's the most I've ever made while I was out away from the house. And I was out away from the house for about 3 weeks, and I think I made somewhere around 15 or $16,000 total in that 3 week period. I would have to go back and double check, but I'm sure I'm going to do better than that on this outing because in just two loads, I've already made like $13,500 in just these two loads. So I plan on staying out for another week or two before I go home at least. Uh, so if I keep making anywhere close to this kind of money, then I'm gonna like blow away my previous record of how much I've made while I've been out away from the house. So that's nice, considering that I'm starting to work toward getting my own authority, and I need to. The main thing I need to work toward getting my own authority is money. I need to accomplish three major things in order to start running under my own authority. I need to increase my savings. I already have business savings right now, but I want more business savings that I have right now to run under my own authority because I have a safety net with a business partner. Landstar handles a lot of stuff for me, and I don't have as much stress with Landstar because I don't have um, as many unknowns. Like mainly, the big fear with running under my own authority is customers not paying me. I don't have to worry about that shit with Landstar. Landstar will take them to collections. Landstar will fight that fight. Landstar will get the money. I don't have to mess with that crap. That's part of the business partnership between Landstar and I is they deal with that. When I get my own authority, I'm going to have to deal with all that stuff. Now, I can pay somebody else to do that for me, but I still have to deal with it. It's out of sight, out of mind with me with Landstar. So, if I have, a customer that I haul two or three loads for and they don't end up paying me for those loads, you know, that could be $15,000 or more of money that just disappeared from me, and I still have expenses for moving those loads with fuel and then all of my time, all my fixed costs, and everything. So I need a bigger nest egg. I need a bigger savings account for my business to be able to handle that type of fluctuation in income and handle issues where I might have to lawyer up with taking people to court to get paid. So, yeah, that's one of three things that I want to accomplish before I start running under my own authority is increase the amount of money I have in my business savings. Number two is I want to get my own trailer. And number three is I want to get a new tractor. So I've been daydreaming about the tractor and trailer, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Talk about the stuff that I've been kind of wanting to get with the tractor and the trailer. Now, all three of those things revolve around money. It's just money. Let me bring up Notepad so I can take notes for myself. So, what type of like business savings do I want? Let's try to throw some numbers at these problems. Um, I would want between 20 and 40,000 more business savings than I currently have. I'm talking money just sitting in my business checking account that's just sitting there. I want 20 to 40,000 more than what I already have. How much is a trailer going to cost me? You can buy a brand new trailer for around $35 to $40,000. Once all of the sales taxes and everything else, happen, you're talking $45 to $50,000. So 45 to 50K for a trailer. So business savings, trailer, and tractor. I have no idea how I would go about purchasing a tractor. Would I do a lease purchase? Would I try to get, business financing? I don't know. To get business financing through Landstar's truck purchase program, I can't remember the details on it. I think you have to be with Landstar for 2 years. Let me pause this and bring it up. All right. We're just going to read through this together. Let me kick my flip flops off and get comfy in the chair, and we're just going to look through. This is tractor purchases, new and used, and this is finance programs. So this is a finance program that is you can get a loan for up to $35,000 with either 5% or 10% down. You have to be with Landstar for at least 1 year, no bankruptcies or tax liens, and favorable credit scores. Uh, Wells Fargo Equipment Finance. This is for tractors. So that was for trailers. This one's for tractors. The Wells Fargo Equipment Finance. Commercial lending for the purchase of equipment and offers one of the most competitive rates in the transportation industry. In order to finance through Wells Fargo, you have to have a 3-year ownership track record. So yeah, you have to have been an owner operator for a minimum of 3 years, no bankruptcies, and a favorable credit score. So that yeah, that's not going to be an option because I need a tractor before then. That's going to be too far down the road probably. So let's go to tractor purchases, new and used. Tractor purchases. Landstar is proud to offer a variety of discount rebate programs. Um, All right, let's look and see. So international. So they have an international purchase program. I don't give a shit. I will not own an international. The internationals are pieces of shit. Mac is basically Volvo. I don't want a Mac. Western Star. A lot of people love Western Star. I don't want a Western Star. Peterbilt. So they don't have Freightliner and they don't have Volvo. Let me just search. So this international dealer is advertising that they have used trade-in trucks that they sell that are Freightliners, Kenworths, and Volvos. I don't want to mess with that stupid shit. I don't want to mess with used tractors. So let's see what I might. I'm really wanting a Freightliner, but I might consider Peterbilt. $2,000 cash rebate. $2,000. You talk about a $150,000 vehicle, and they're offering a $2,000 cash rebate. That's an absolute joke. Like that's the kind of cash rebate you get on a $20,000 car. Yeah, that's if they had like some really amazing purchase program, I might consider a Peterbilt, but I don't want a Peterbilt. So Lone Mountain is maybe who I might end up going through because you can get Freightliners through Lone Mountain. All right, so the what Landstar gets on Lone Mountain is they get $2,000 off the down payment of a new truck and $1,000 off the down payment of a used truck. Does that just get put into the? Does that just get like? Does that $2,000 disappear completely, or does it just get shifted into your balloon payment or the your monthly payments? Let's check out Lone Mountain. Uh, let's check out how it works. All right, they have a video. I'm not watching a fucking video. I want like data. I don't want like you just simply come up here and sign this piece of paper and we make your dreams come true. I don't want to watch some marketing bullshit video. I want data. Our inventory. 2022 Freightliner. They don't have any Freightliners in stock. What's a Detroit? All right, this will be able to give us an idea of like holy shit, $30,000 down. All right, so I like the engine. It's a DD15 with 505 horsepower. It's a double bunk. I don't want that bullshit. I want the one that has the booth in the bottom bunk. So I wouldn't want this particular truck. Federal excise tax is included. So let's figure out total cost on this. Motherfucker. I clicked on calculator or calendar instead of calculator. All right, so what would be the total amount? So $26.95 times 60 plus 30,500 for the down payment. That's 192,200. That is very, very standard for your total cost on the truck. That is very standard. Like Prime, the trucks that people buy from Prime Incorporated through their lease purchase program, the total cost that you end up paying for the trucks around $190,000-$200,000. That is really standard. Almost every lease purchase program I look at, the total cost you end up paying for a brand new truck is around $190,000-$200,000. Now, I don't know if there's some more hidden bullshit like they're charging you by the mile or any other crazy shit. But $26.95 per month. Let's see, $26.95 times 12 divided by 52. That's $622 a week. 30,000 down. You don't have a balloon or a buyout payment. You own the truck after the last payment. Now, what's kind of cool about that is that I'm pretty sure your sales tax, you're not going to have to pay basically any sales tax or federal excise tax. And that's a lot of money. So when you're looking at a truck that's 150 grand, let's say one of these trucks is $150,000. That's their retail price. Well, 150 grand, and then you throw, what is federal excise tax? %12. State sales tax varies, but it's generally around 4%. So 150,000 times 1.16, 16% total in tax. Now we're up to $174,000. That's the total cost of the vehicle after tax. Actually, I'm going to need to figure this a different way. So let's do 150,000 times 1.11 for an 11% interest loan. 10 or 11% is fairly standard for an interest rate on a loan for a truck. So you're at $166,500 is what the truck's going to cost you. Just paying a normal loan. And then you had 150,000 times 1.16, 174,000. So you had 24,000. How do I get the? There it is. So 16,500 plus 24,000. That's $40,500 plus the $150,000. So, if you were to not do a lease purchase with this truck, you were to just do normal, regular financing with the truck, what you would end up paying total for the truck with sales tax, excise tax, and an 11% interest rate on the loan, you would end up paying $190,500 for the truck. That would be your total amount that you paid for that truck. Whereas through Lone Mountain, doing the lease purchase, you end up paying $2,000 more than that. Like, a lot of people trash on lease purchase programs, but whenever I crunch the numbers on them, they're not ripping people off. Now, if you want to talk about lease purchase programs where like Prime Incorporated is co-signed on you and stuff like that, and they're limiting what you can do with the truck, and you can't take the truck to another carrier, and all kinds of shit like that. Now those are stipulations in the contract that are kind of fucked up. But as far as you're just looking at the money, how much it's costing you for that truck, not taking into consideration how much the carrier's fucking you over on the freight that they're giving you, or the stipulations in the contract on what you can do with the truck and stuff like that. Forgetting all of that nonsense, just looking at the numbers on how much you're paying for the truck, these lease purchase deals are not bad. They're not bad at all. So if I were to do a lease purchase through Lone Mountain with a brand new truck, I don't know. I'd have to do a ton more research first to find out what I can do with the truck, because it's not like a normal truck purchase where like I can do whatever I want with the truck day one. Until I pay that final payment, all I'm doing is renting their truck. I have to, like, it's their truck. So I can't just do anything I want to the truck. There may be all kinds of stipulations on where I can have it worked on and when I have to get maintenance done on it and stuff like that. I will have to follow their rules on the truck until I actually make the final payment on the truck. So I don't really want to deal with that bullshit. Let me see if they have. Let's go with 2021. They don't even have any 2021. Okay, let's change it from Detroit. Let's go. They don't have anything older than 2022 in stock. Like, they have almost no stock whatsoever. The only three that they have in stock for any year, anything, is Kenworth, Volvo, and Detroit. That's it. They have nothing in stock. Even the Kenworths, Volvos, and Detroits that they have in stock are not in stock. They say coming soon. The only trucks that they have in stock are these Kenworth W900s down here. They have 20 of these things in stock. Those are super trucker trucks. I don't want one of those things. I hate those trucks. Like, I know that some people like that style. I don't like that style. I want something that's modern, that's fuel efficient, that has really good amenities. I don't want to sacrifice in all of those areas for something that is appealing to the eye. And personally, I don't find those trucks appealing to the eye. I think they look ridiculous. Everybody has their own, personal taste or preference on stuff. I think that Volvos and Freightliners are two of the best looking trucks on the road. And people talk a lot of trash about white trucks. I personally love white. Pearl white. I like off-white, pearl white. Really bright white light, bright white I'm not a big fan of just pure bright white. If I were able to pick my color of my truck, it would be a pearl white. I love pearl white with black. I hate chrome. I would have blacked out everything. Everything. It would be a pearl white truck with black, grill, black mirrors. I would love to get black rims instead of chrome rims. Get black rims. I don't know. Black and white is like my favorite color combo. My old motorcycle that I sold whenever I got into trucking was a black and white. White with black. Really liked the color on that. So, if I go with the Lone Mountain or some, they're a lease purchase like this, then I'm going to need, $30,000 down. That's not that big of a deal. Like right now, I could sell this truck for probably $80,000. But in 2 years, how much could I sell this truck for? Maybe $20,000 or $30,000. But just the sale of this truck would probably be enough for the down payment on my next truck, and I could also save money on top of that. Now, I wouldn't increase my down payment. It's stupid to do an increased down payment on a lease purchase truck. It's kind of dumb to make extra payments on a lease purchase truck or give them more money up front than what you want, because with lease purchase, if you don't do that final payment, every penny you gave them up to that point just disappears. So if you plan on paying off a lease purchase early, then what you should do is just save up all the money until you have enough to completely pay the thing off. Then pay it all off. Don't don't get to the point where you give them an extra $50,000 and then all of a sudden, the freight market tanks, you stop making money, you can't make your payments, and then they take the truck back. They're going to keep all that extra money that you gave them. That's just, yeah. Lease purchases are very different than like normal loans and stuff like that. So I would just give them the absolute minimums that I need to give them. $30,500 down, and they're sold out on that. I can't believe how many people have $30,000 to put down on a truck. That's crazy. So anyway, let's start talking about what I want to do with the trailer. The tractor, I really would like to get. You know what? Let's go. Let's go to Detroit's website. All right, let's go to Freightliner. And we'll spec out the truck that I want. I do not want an electric truck. Maybe my next truck. I don't want to get a first generation electric truck because they're still working out the kinks with that crap. And there's not enough places to charge. Once like every fuel station has a charge point and stuff like that, then I might consider it. So let's build my Cascadia. So I want the biggest one. All right, we want so this is the biggest sleeper, 126 inch. And we have this is a flat roof. This is a 60-inch raised roof. And this is a 72-inch raised roof. Or this is no, wait a second. This is the 72-inch sleeper. That's the 60. So they have the 60-inch sleeper in the flat roof and then a raised roof. Then they have the 72-inch sleeper in the flat roof and the raised roof. I want the biggest sleeper, biggest raised roof, biggest everything. So we're going with this one. My internet kind of sucks, so bear with me. All right, color. Internet is slow. Aerodynamics. Second, it's just taking forever for this stuff to load. Yeah, what the hell? We'll go with the you know, aerodynamics around the wheels. So it already has the sun visor equipped. We're going to keep that. Trim package. What's the details of the Elite? A bright finish. So this is fucking chrome. Nope. We don't want that bullshit. I don't want chrome. Mirrors. Yes, I want hood mirrors. Bumper. I really like the black bumper. Yes, I definitely want the battery HVAC system. Interior. It's loading. So, materials. So they put chrome around your vents and around your buttons and around your knobs on your steering wheel. No, I don't want that stupid bullshit. I hate that chrome crap. I do like the slate gray. Yes, I want to stick with gray. So you have Madura, or vinyl. I would have to research the difference between Madura and vinyl. We'll go with vinyl for now. Upper sleeper, we want a bunk. Lower sleeper, we want the driver loft. Refrigerator. Huh, do I want a factory fridge or do I want a custom supplied refrigerator platform? What in the hell would you do with the space above this refrigerator? This is a terrible use of space. The Volvo has cabinets. You know, my factory refrigerator is right here. Let me turn the camera. My factory refrigerator is right here. This is my factory refrigerator. Open it up right here. Let me switch this over to just the camera. This is my factory refrigerator right here. Got a little latch. You got to make sure you put that thing in there so your shit don't fall off when you're driving. Above it, I have cabinets. Good use of space. Freightliner, what in the shit would you do with that space above there? It looks like this TV can swing out and go into that space, but that's also a terrible use of space. My TV mount in my Volvo is in front of cabinets. Like, that's just a huge waste of space right there. I don't like where they have the TV mounted. There's a lot of things I don't like about Freightliner's use of space. So I'll probably go with a custom refrigerator. That way I can get a fridge that maybe has like some type of storage on top of it. Or I can just get a huge fridge that takes up that whole space. And then that'll allow me to get rid of one of my other refrigerators if I have, you know, one massive fridge. So we'll go with the custom platform, and then I'll pick a fridge. And the powertrain and all that stuff, we're not going to go through that. But, yeah, this is a really nice truck. This is what I want. This is what I want. And if I could order it to where it did not have any windows in the sleeper, I would try to get those windows at the top bunk removed. Because windows are just a way for, you know, heat to come in when the sun's on them. Yeah, I would really like to have that truck. That is really sweet. Blacked out rims would be even sweeter. That is a very beautiful truck. All right, so that's what I would love to get, is that specific Freightliner. And I might, you know, get with Lone Mountain or whoever I end up getting the truck through and have them special order one for me. And, you know, who knows? I might have to wait 6 months for it. I'm not in a rush. Not a big deal. But I want my next truck that I buy to be a brand new truck. And there's a bunch of things that I want with it so that I can increase the life expectancy of the truck. I want to get that battery, that battery HVAC system right there, to reduce idle time on the main engine. I also still want to have an APU to further reduce idle time on the engine. On the trailer, I would like to have backup cameras, one down each side, and then one at the back of the trailer at the top that looks down to see into that blind spot right there. I want to get storage installed underneath the side of the trailer. So whatever trailer I buy, it can't have those aerodynamic wings, those things underneath the sides. I don't want those damn things because I'm going to be putting cargo storage there. And I'll put something up the front of the storage that's aerodynamic. But the other thing I'm thinking about doing on the trailer is solar panels. I can put a solar system onto the trailer for somewhere around $5,000 to $7,000, or let's say $6,000 to $7,000. I could have solar panels installed across the entire roof of the trailer, have like 8 batteries in a cargo compartment underneath the trailer, and I would need an MPPT to transfer the voltage over to amperage to sync up with the batteries. Those things, the MPPT only costs about $100. The batteries are probably about $80 a piece, and I'll need 8 of them. That's what I'm thinking of right now, is about 8 batteries. The solar panels, I would need 15 solar. Well, I don't need 15, but I was thinking about I can fit 15. 15 is as many as I could fit on top of the trailer. And they're $265 a piece. So it's a little over $4,100, maybe $4,200 for the solar panels. And then you're going to have miscellaneous costs with the fittings to, put the solar panels in place, and then all the wiring and stuff like that. So, yeah, I'm thinking about all the possibilities with a new truck and a new trailer. And then if I get everything set up how I want, and I have all that extra storage that I can use in the trailer, then maybe I might feel comfortable enough in the truck that I can live in the truck full time and sell my house and sell my car. Now, if I do get set up in the truck really comfortable, and I do sell my house and sell my car, the money that I can make off my home and car sale, I could pay off the remainder of that truck. And, not have to dip into my business savings and still have, a large amount of business savings. So to me, it would kind of be a stress relief to not have to go back and forth between my house and the truck. I really dread, going home and moving everything from my house or from my truck to the house, and then I also dread going back out on the road and moving everything from my house back to the truck. It's like, moving, like going to a hotel or something like that. I don't like the process of going in the hotel or going out of the hotel and having to pack and unpack and all that stuff. I would prefer to just be in one or the other. So I'm really tempted to sell my house, sell my car, and just live full time in the truck. But in this current truck isn't quite comfortable enough for me to live full time in. I need a few more things to get it to that point. So those are a lot of the things I'm talking about. We're hitting an hour on the video, so I should end it pretty soon before the video gets too damn long and it gets too big to upload. But those are some things I'm thinking about. I got this really awesome load that I'm going to be delivering to Dubuque. It has tons of extra time on it, so I'm in no rush. Right now, I'm taking an extended 10-hour break so that I can flip to a night schedule. I'll start driving in probably an hour. 1 to 2 hours is when I'm going to take off and start driving. I'll start driving at about 7 to 8 p.m. Central Time. That way I'm ending my drive shift at like 6 o'clock in the morning or so. 6, 7 a.m., 8 a.m., somewhere in that area. And another thing, I'm thinking about switching over to Flying J instead of TA as the place where I'm fueling. Flying J fuel prices are getting much more competitive with TA and Petro with Landstar's discounts. I would show you, but like the website to look at the fuel discounts is janky and it would take forever for me to show you. The phone app is much better at looking for fuel. You can just look at a map and it'll show you fuel prices, whereas it's a list that you have to look through on the website. The website is just really janky. So there are still places where TA and Petro is significantly cheaper than Flying J. Like Seattle. My fuel price in Seattle at TA was $3.29. My fuel price at the Flying J's and the pilots around Seattle were like $3.64, $3.54, or something like that. 20-30 cents a gallon more expensive. But in a lot of areas of the country, Flying J is close to the same price as TA and Petro, or sometimes a little bit cheaper. So they're getting a lot more competitive. So what I have been doing is, even when they're Flying J has never been like significantly better than TA and Petro. If they have a better discount than TA or Petro, the maximum I've seen is 10 cents a gallon. So what I've been doing is trying to just stick with TA and Petro. Even if it is like 10 cents a gallon cheaper at Pilot or Flying J, I still like to stick with one place where I get my shower credits and stuff like that. But what I think I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start fueling at Pilot Flying J if the prices are similar, and only fueling at TA and Petro whenever they have a significantly better price than Pilot Flying J. Because Pilot Flying J's reward program is... TA Petro has the worst rewards program out of everybody. Pilot Flying J has a reward program as good as Love's. Love's probably has the best reward program, but they're the shittiest place to get fuel. But Pilot Flying J has a very similar reward program to Love's. And with Landstar, Pilot Flying J is the absolute best place to fuel up if they have the best fuel price, because you get 10 points per gallon. Like, you get amazing, crazy amounts of points with Pilot Flying J whenever you get fuel there. You get, like, it's really good to get fuel at Pilot Flying J with Landstar. So their reward program and the bonus points that you get with Landstar don't really offset the fuel cost. If I'm not going to pay more for fuel just because they have a good reward program. The reward program doesn't offset expensive fuel. But if it's within a couple of cents per gallon, then the reward program can make it more beneficial. But usually, TA and Petro are significantly cheaper than Pilot Flying J. It's usually like 20, 30, 40 cents a gallon cheaper with Landstar's discounts. So I'm going to start fueling up at Pilot Flying J and only using TA and Petro whenever they're significantly cheaper than Pilot Flying J. Love's has never really been competitive in price, so I don't foresee myself starting to use Love's. I like Love's rewards program. I do like Love's truck stops. I like Tire Pass. I like everything about Love's except their parking. Love's truck stops, none of them have enough parking. Love's truck stops have very small parking lots. So I don't like messing with Love's. But on my current route, I think I'm going to end up getting like 60 gallons of fuel at a Flying J just to get me to Omaha, Nebraska. And then in Omaha, Nebraska, I don't know if it's technically in Omaha, but it's in the Omaha area. There's a Flying J there that's $2.75 a gallon, and I'm going to top off fuel there. That's cheaper than the TA. There's a TA near there that's $2.85 a gallon. The Flying J is 10 cents a gallon cheaper, and Flying J is cheaper than TA and Petro along most of my route. The only place where TA and Petro has been cheaper across this route was in the Seattle area. So hopefully the people at LCAP continue to negotiate good discounts with Pilot Flying J. And it looks like I'm going to be transitioning from using TA and Petro to using Pilot Flying J because we're getting better discounts with Pilot Flying J. Used to, TA and Petro was the best fuel discounts everywhere. And then I started noticing that Pilot Flying J had better discounts in Texas. And now Pilot Flying J have started getting better discounts than TA and Petro in a lot more areas. So Pilot Flying J is, I'm going to be switching to Pilot Flying J. I've been really hoping that Pilot Flying J would get good fuel discounts because they are the truck stop I would prefer to use out of the three majors. I would prefer to use Pilot Flying J all the time because they have big parking lots like TA and Petro. They have the one of the best reward programs. So they're the in between Love's and TA and Petro. They're like the hybrid between the two. The only negative about Pilot Flying J is that I don't know if they have shops. I don't remember going to a shop at a Pilot Flying J. I've never been to a Pilot Flying J service center or shop. TA, Petro, and Love's are the only two that I know of that have shops at most of their locations. So I might still have to go to TA Petro to get work done on stuff. I'll have to try to get familiar with what shop options are available with Pilot Flying J. Let's see. So they do have truck care. "24/7 Shops Network." So they either have Goodyear or Bosselman Bosch shops. So there's 41 Goodyears and 42 Bosselman Bosch shops. So they have 80 total service centers throughout their network. Let's look at the Pilot Flying J app. Yeah, most of these places do not have shops. But, I can still go to TA Petro and Love's for, when I need to put something in the shop. But anyway, let's wrap this up. And I need to get on the road. So thanks for watching. And I hope you're having a great week. And, everything works out for you. And I hope that you are able to find those really good loads. So thanks for watching. Have a good one. And bye.